Sexual violence meaning. Sexual violence refers to any sexual act or behavior carried out against an individual's will or without their consent. It is a deeply harmful and traumatic experience that can manifest in various forms, including physical assault, coercion, harassment, and non-consensual sexual activity. Sexual violence is a violation of an individual's bodily autonomy, emotional well-being, and human rights. Here are key aspects of sexual violence. Non-consensual sex. Sexual violence occurs when one person engages in sexual activity with another without their clear, informed, and voluntary consent. Consent is the foundation of healthy and respectful sexual interactions. Types of sexual violence. Sexual violence can take many forms, including rape, sexual assault, unwanted sexual advances, sexual harassment, stalking, and child sexual abuse. It can occur in various settings, such as domestic violence, intimate partner relationships, institutions, and in public spaces. Impact on survivors. Survivors of sexual violence often experience physical and emotional trauma, including feelings of shame, guilt, anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. The effects can be long-lasting and may require counseling and support to heal. Consent. Consent is an ongoing, clear, and enthusiastic agreement to engage in sexual activity. It must be freely given and can be withdrawn at any time. Coercion, manipulation, intimidation, or incapacitation, for example, due to alcohol or drugs, can invalidate consent. Sexual harassment. Sexual harassment involves unwanted sexual advances, comments, or behaviors that create a hostile or intimidating environment. It can occur in workplaces, educational institutions, and public spaces. Domestic and intimate partner violence. In cases of domestic violence, sexual violence can be used as a form of control and power. It often occurs within the context of an intimate relationship. Child sexual abuse. Child sexual abuse involves sexual exploitation or assault of minors. It is a grave violation of a child's rights and can have lifelong consequences. Sex trafficking. Sex trafficking involves the coercion and exploitation of individuals for commercial sexual purposes. It is a form of modern-day slavery and a serious human rights violation. Legal consequences. Sexual violence is a criminal offense in most jurisdictions. Perpetrators can face legal consequences, including imprisonment, if found guilty. Prevention and support. Prevention efforts include education about consent, healthy relationships, and bystander intervention. Support services for survivors, including counseling, crisis hotlines, and advocacy, are essential. Consent education. Education on the importance of consent and respectful relationships is critical in preventing sexual violence. It helps individuals understand their rights and responsibilities in sexual encounters. Reporting and legal action. Survivors are encouraged to report sexual violence to law enforcement and seek legal action against perpetrators. Reporting can lead to prosecution and the prevention of further harm. Crisis resources. Many organizations and crisis centers offer support and resources for survivors, including counseling, medical care, legal assistance, and safe housing. Sexual violence is a global issue that affects people of all genders, ages, and backgrounds. Addressing and preventing sexual violence requires a multifaceted approach, including education, legal action, support services for survivors, and societal changes to challenge harmful attitudes and norms. Promoting consent, respect, and the understanding of sexual rights is fundamental to reducing and ultimately eliminating sexual violence.